What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to FBA Capital. And today I'm bringing you guys a daily range case study on none other than US30, along with a weekly review of overall the price action that happened this week. So without further ado, let's get right on into the video. So first things first, we're going to start off by getting our outline, and by outline I mean getting the previous day's high, the previous day's low. We're going to get these first. Just like that. Now after we have the previous day's high, previous day's low, we're going to get the Asian session range from the previous day also. And then we're going to get the 12 a.m. open. So these three things that I like to do consist of just simple little concepts that I like to use. And these outlines are basically what I use to overall get a good reading on what I could potentially anticipate for price action. So first area I want you guys to pay attention to is this high, this low, and overall those are going to be the main important parts. And why is this part important? For one, this is the high of the day, and pay attention to where this happened. So we have 33,600 big figure level, traded right into it, and you can see the rejection I had. And if you go to higher time frames, the higher the time frame, the bigger the rejection. The 4-hour, and if you look at the daily, is massive rejections. But this isn't the only reason this area is important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll over, and we're going to look all the way over to the beginning of the week. So you see right over here, this is Sunday. Then we have Monday's high right here. You see that Monday's high got ran through by this high. So this high none other wasn't just a high of the day. It also was a false break of the Monday high, and then price ended up running even lower. So we're going to annotate this. At what time does this happen? 6:15 in the morning. So we have the high of the day at 6:15 a.m. along with the rejection of 33,600. What else do we have? I think that's the majority of those confirmations, honestly. Matter of fact, I'm going to go to a higher time frame to see if there is anything else. And look, there actually is. I didn't even know this was here from before. So we actually have this bearish 1-hour order block right here also. So that is also another confirmation we're going to have. So we're going to have that. We have the 1-hour bearish order block. So these are our three confirmations for why this area is very important. Now these are going to be things that you want to be able to learn from, because just how they are happening here right now, this can happen again in the future. And just like everything else in the market, these concepts happen day after day, week after week, month after month. It might not happen tomorrow or the next day, but I can guarantee you that if you study majority of these concepts, you're going to see a lot of these concepts have or take effect at some point in your trading career. So now that we have this high of the day, what happened after this? When you're overall looking for reversal signals, even though I didn't know this was going to be a reversal at the time, looking at it in hindsight, we made the high of the day during the New York session, and then from here, price ran all the way below and targeted what? Target the London session low. And what do I say about reversals? You're going to target the London session low and what? The Asian session low. So we're going to annotate this also. So we got the Asian session and London session lows low cleared. So we have London / Asian session lows targeted. And it's the opposite for when you're looking for London continuation setups. When you're looking for London continuation setups, you're ideally going to be targeting the New York session highs, New York session lows, and Asian session highs and Asian session lows. So those are that's a little tip for you guys. And now we're going to pay attention to this area down here. This is important. Why? Because this ended up being our what? Low of the day that was created at 15:45, which I think is about 3:45. And where did it end up making the low of the day in price? Right here at 33,000 big figure level. It isn't very clean. It's not a clean rejection here, but nonetheless it did tap into it. And if you also look to the left right here, look at this last down candle before this up move right here, this bullish 15-minute order block, price tapped right on into it right before. Here, let me put this right in here, just like that. So tapped right on into it at this time. So we're going to annotate this also. So we have the low of the day at 3:45 after price traded into 33,000, along with the 15-minute bullish order block, just like that. There you go. Now this is going to be something that is important. Why? Because things like this happen all the time, like I said. So now what Now that we have this overall shown the highs of the day, the low of the day, the time it happened, and what was targeted, where could you potentially got a trade? So say you were looking to be bearish, where could have you potentially looked to get into a trade at? Simply, we're going to use this high. Why this high? Because this is what ended up being the high of the day, and this is the New York session high that was traded into this big figure level. And you're going to look for potential retracement. So where am I going to look for retracement from? Price retraced at what time? 9:30. We had to push higher. So we're going to draw our fib from this low, this high to this low, just like that. Take off the 38.20% level, and look at this. You have this clean rejection. So we have this clean fib short at what time? 9:45. So what do we have? The volume. So we have at 9:45 a.m. we had the fib short, and that's not the only confirmation. Look where we are in price. I'm gonna get this, traded right into 33,500 big figure level, and then from here, price ended up just selling off. So we have 33,500 big figure level, and price from here just ended up just dropped, and then did what? Target these London session lows, came below to the 15-minute order block, and targeted 33,000. And this is not a small move. This is a 500 pip move from this area, and this is about a 600 pip move from this high up here, and this is almost a 700 pip move from the high of the day. So this isn't a small move, and you can see how price overall just swiftly went down, and this is what you would like to see on overall bearish days. So if we look at this higher time frame to look at the daily candle, you see price came all the way up, came into this consolidation, and from here came all the way below. Personally, me, I was looking to see a bullish day, but we're not always going to be correct. You're not always going to be right, but that's why we do these daily case studies and daily range case studies to overall get a good analysis on what could potentially happen in the future, because if it happened now, it more than likely will happen again. So now let's get the schematic of what happened today. So what happened? We had the Asian session range. Boom, 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 boom. Price ran up, cleared the high, had a retracement, came up, made that high of the day, had that retracement at 9:45, and from here, price just ran below. So this is a clean example of a New York reversal setup pattern, whatever you want to call it. But nonetheless, this is going to be something you want to replicate in the future, because like I said, if it happened once, it can happen twice, and if it happens twice, it can happen 4 times. Simple as that. It's just simple probabilities. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this screenshot and I'm going to put it in my journal, and I'm also going to put it inside of my Telegram chat. So if you're not in Telegram, make sure you hit the link in the description to get all the daily range case studies and the videos that I send every single day. So make sure you do that. And now that we are done with this daily range case study, nothing crazy, we're going to overall look at what happened throughout this whole week. So we're going to go to the 1 hour time frame. We're going to get the day. So right over here, this is Sunday's open. So right when the market opened, we did have a gap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing I always do, basically with the daily range. I'm going to look at the previous week's high and the previous week's low. So we have the previous week's high up here. Then we have the previous week's low right down here. So as you can see, the previous week's low did get ran through. And what does that tell us? That it was overall a bearish week for one. Now we're going to use that previous week's high and this low right here. And we're going to look to see if we got a potential retracement in which we could have potentially caught. So we're going to pull it from there to there. And what do we see? Right over here, this is where we got that fib short from today. So now a whole bunch of things are coming into account. Not also do we have this fib short. We had that fib short after doing what? Clearing this high right over here. So I'm going to turn this into dash line. So we cleared the Monday high, traded into the fib short of the week on a bearish week, traded into 33,500 big figure level right here. Move it up just a little bit. There, you get the idea. But from here, and then price overall came down. So now what am I going to do? I'm going to also get the open of the week. So where did price open? Price open right here. So we have this market open price. Price came above it. And what do we know when we come above the market open price? Same thing with the 12 a.m. open. When you're ideally above it and you want to look for a bearish setup, that's when you want to sell. When you're looking for bullish setup, you're going to ideally look for it down here. So we have the low of the week down here that was created on Tuesday. We have the low of the week on Tuesday, and then we have the high of the week on Friday. Just like that. So for one, this is a very simple setup that if you were looking at the higher time frames, you simply could have caught this. just by looking at a potential fib short and knowing that the previous week was bearish. So now that we have this daily range and weekly range, we're going to do a simple little schematic just like this. So I'm going to basically do a bar chart. I'm going to make it red. So we have the market opened, came all the way down, made this wick. From here, price ran all the way back above to this high, creating that high of the week, make this up wick, and then from here, price came all the way down and closed right here. So this is what the range would look like on a daily bar chart, just like this. So now that we have this, we can put this in our chart and we can study from this also. But now there's a reason I did this. We're going to go to the daily, just like this. I'm going to take off all of those. You see how this candle looks right here? We're going to turn it into a bar chart. And now you see exactly what we did. Zoom in a little bit. Big wick, the open and the close. So now we're going to look right here. Wick, open, and the close. So it's the same exact thing. And the reason I do this is because if you could look at it from a bar chart perspective and understanding the open, the lows, and the closes, you can understand what is more than likely going to happen again on the higher and lower time frames every single week, because you understand what these candles are doing. Because you got to understand that the market moves candle by candle. The market has repeated patterns, and it doesn't matter what the time frame is. The time frame is irrelevant. It really is. The time frame only matters when you're looking for specific trades. If you want to look for a long-term trade, higher the time frame. If you're looking for intraday trade, it's a 1 hour time frame, so it gets lower. And when you're looking to scalp, go even lower. But nonetheless, the patterns that happen on these time frames are going to repeat on every single time frame, every single day, every single week. So a setup that you might find on the daily chart, you can still find on the 1 minute chart. The concepts and patterns still apply. That's why I stress understanding these patterns and setups, because no matter what style you trade, swing, scalp, intraday trader, the concepts and patterns are still going to be there. And the only way you're going to learn from it is if you see them repeatedly and every single day, so you can learn from them. The analogy I like to give people is basically when you buy a new car, you see that car you never see that car, and then you buy the car and you start seeing it everywhere. Why? Because in your head, you're seeing the car now. The same thing applies when you're looking at specific patterns and specific setups. When you see it enough times, you eventually start to see it way more than you did before, because now you actually know what you're looking for, and you know what the little things, I can't think of the word. I'm having a brain fart. It's late, so 12 in the morning right now, but nonetheless, I'm still getting this video for you guys. But now I'm also going to get this screenshot. I'm going to put this in a Telegram also. So if you're not in it, links in the description. But that's really all it is. It is the end of the week. I'm down a little bit. I think I'm down like 2.3% for the week. It is what it is. I didn't have the best week. Never going to have perfect weeks, perfect months. Everyone takes losses. It's just about being transparent and how you manage them. It's not about what happens to you. It's about how you react to what happens to you. So with that being said and done, hopefully everyone enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you stay motivated by fear being average. Make sure you like the videos. Make sure you tune into the live trading sessions. I'm active and live every single day. Make sure you join the Telegram. And with that being said, I will see you all tomorrow. And happy trading. Have a good weekend. Stay productive. And I will see you all soon.